Monomials are single terms. Mono meaning one. So one term would consist of 8n to the third power. That means 8 times n to the third power. Another example of a monomial is 4/5 x squared. When they are a product, meaning multiplication, they are single terms. Another example, -2p squared q to the 5th power. All one term, it is a monomial. Also whole numbers such as 12 are monomials. Polynomials consist of more than one term. Poly meaning many, many terms, such as 4x squared minus x plus 6. 4x squared is a monomial, -x is a monomial, and 6 is a monomial. All together, divided by the minus sign and the plus sign, we have a polynomial. Another example of a polynomial would be 3t to the second power minus 5. Two terms, 3t squared minus 5. When you have two terms, we consider that a binomial. Bi meaning two. When you have three terms, that is considered a trinomial. Tri meaning three. When you have more than three terms, such as 4 terms or 5 terms or 6 terms or whatever, we just call them polynomials. Polynomials, when you have more than 3 terms. One term is the monomial. 2 terms is the binomial. 3 terms is the trinomial. Anything more than that is simply called polynomial. Polynomials have degrees, that is the exponent. When you have a monomial, the degree of the monomial is the exponent. So 8n to the third power has a degree of 3. When you have a monomial that has more than one variable, which means it has more than one exponent, the degree of that monomial is the largest exponent. 5 is larger than 2, so 5 is our degree. -2p squared q to the 5th power has a degree of 5. The degree of a polynomial, such as 4x squared minus x plus 6, is also the highest degree. Remember that a variable with no exponent listed is really an exponent of 1. So in this case, 2 is larger than 1. This polynomial has a degree of 2. In the example 7x plus 3x squared plus 21 plus 2x to the third power, we see the largest exponent is a 3. So this polynomial has a degree of 3. When we write polynomials, we write them in descending order of the variables, or in other words, of the exponents of the variables. Descending order means from largest to smallest. So in the polynomial 5x squared plus 2x to the fourth power minus x to the fifth power plus x cubed minus 7 plus 4x, we look for the largest exponent, and that is the term we write first, negative x to the fifth. Then we look for the next largest exponent, and we write that term, 2x to the fourth. Then we look for the next largest exponent, plus x to the third. Then the next largest, plus 5x squared. Then the next largest, plus 4x. And then finally, the constant, minus 7. Writing a polynomial in descending order is proper form. Evaluate polynomials. When you have a problem such as 3x squared minus 8x for x equals 2 means to replace every x in the expression with a 2 and solve. So here we have 3 times x squared. We now have 3 times 2 squared. Minus 8 times x, we now have minus 8 times 2. Make sure you do your exponents first. 2 to the second power is 4, so we now have 3 times 4. Minus 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 16 equals negative 4. In that same problem, we now have 4x equals negative 2. Replace every x with the negative 2 and solve. Be careful here. Negative 2 to the second power is positive 4. So we now have 3 times positive 4 minus 8 times negative 2. Negative times a negative is positive, so we put plus 16. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 16 equals 28.